You've spent months planning your dream cruise. You've saved up $4,000, taken time off work, bought new outfits, and you're standing at the terminal with your luggage, passports ready. Everything's perfect. The excitement is building as you see that massive ship towering above you. And then, just as you're about to hand over your documents, the security officer looks at your bag scanner and says those 4 words that will haunt you forever. "I'm sorry, you can't board." In 2025, cruise lines have quietly implemented shocking new policies that are catching even the most experienced cruisers completely off guard. We're talking about people who've cruised 50, 60, even 100 times, getting turned away at the gangway. Some of these denials happen after you've already checked in online, after you've dropped off your luggage, when you think you're home free. The worst part, most people have no idea these rules even exist, because cruise lines buried them deep in the fine print. If you don't want to become the next viral TikTok disaster video of someone crying at a cruise terminal, smash that like button right now and subscribe to this channel. Drop in the comments the city you're watching from. These new rules affect every single cruiser planning a trip in 2025. I'm about to reveal the 9 most shocking reasons you could be denied boarding, even if you think you've done everything right. And trust me, number 6 involves something so innocent that your grandmother probably has one in her purse right now. Let's dive in. Number 1, the Bluetooth device trap. 90% of cruisers pack these without thinking. Bluetooth speakers and white noise machines. The Martinez family from Phoenix learned this the hard way. Their 8-year-old son has autism and requires white noise to sleep. They'd brought the same machine on 6 previous cruises without issues. Security confiscated it. Carnival now completely bans all Bluetooth speakers and white noise machines, even for quiet cabin use. Official reason: emergency announcements. Real reason: stopping poolside DJs. The family begged for an exception. Mum literally cried, explaining about her son's autism. It didn't matter. They boarded without it, endured 3 sleepless nights, and left the cruise early. Even whisper quiet devices get confiscated if they connect via Bluetooth. But wait, if you think that's bad, number 3 involves something even more innocent that's already cost people thousands of dollars and left them stranded at foreign ports. Number 2, the wheelchair accessibility scandal. This is outrageous. Passengers with wheelchairs are being denied boarding unless they've booked accessible cabins. Harold and Betty from Manchester, cruising 20 years, always booked regular cabins because Harold's lightweight wheelchair folds and stores easily. At Southampton for their P&O cruise, they were stopped. New safety regulations require wheelchair users to book accessible cabins. Harold explained he's completely independent. Been cruising decades. Didn't matter. No wheelchair without accessible cabin booking. Accessible cabins cost £300 more and were sold out. They cancelled, losing over £2,000 deposit. Total loss, nearly £5,000 for the same wheelchair they'd used for years. This policy is buried deep in terms and conditions. Most passengers discover it at the terminal. But this next one is so sneaky that even tech-savvy cruise veterans are getting caught. And it involves something that used to be praised as clever cruise hacking. Number 3, the Starlink technology trap. Marcus from Seattle, a software engineer, had been bringing portable Starlink setups for 2 years, sharing connections with family. Never had issues. But last month, Royal Caribbean Security flagged his luggage, confiscated his Starlink dish and Wi-Fi hotspot. Marcus offered to register devices, pay extra fees, promised cabin-only use. Security said personal internet equipment now violates security protocols, can interfere with navigation systems. He had to abandon $800 worth of devices. Without the internet, he couldn't handle a work emergency on day 3. Lost a major client and $15,000 revenue. The policy was buried in subsection 12C, added 3 months earlier with no passenger notifications. But if you thought that was unfair, wait until you hear about the family communication device that's now getting people denied boarding, even though it used to be considered a cruise essential. Number 4. The walkie-talkie family nightmare. Travel experts used to recommend walkie-talkies for cruise families. The Thompson family from Dallas planned a multi-generational cruise, used radios on 3 previous cruises successfully. This time, they upgraded to higher quality models recommended on cruise Facebook groups. Security confiscated all 6 sets. These devices interfere with emergency communications. Even cruise-friendly radios are banned. Without communication, they lost teenage cousins during a Cozumel beach day. The ship's departure was delayed 40 minutes while security searched. Family mortified, vacation ruined. The ban had been effective for 8 months with no prominent advertising or booking notifications. The next denial reason is so bizarre that most people think I'm making it up when I tell them about it. It involves a decoration that seems completely innocent, but has gotten multiple families kicked off cruises before they even board. Number 5. The pineapple door decoration disaster. This sounds like a joke but ruined the Rodriguez family's vacation. Maria made beautiful pineapple door decorations for their Caribbean cruise. What she didn't know: upside-down pineapples are adult community symbols for swinging. Within an hour, 3 couples knocked on their door making awkward assumptions. Complaints to guest services followed. Security reviewed footage, explained the misunderstanding, but damage was done. Their teenage daughter was mortified. Carnival now bans upside-down pineapple symbols from doors and balconies. Even right-side-up pineapples get removed if orientation seems ambiguous. Families get denied boarding if they refuse immediate removal. This next one is so technical that even electronics experts are getting confused, and it involves solving a problem that every cruise cabin has, but with the wrong type of device. Number 6. The power outlet disaster. Every cruise cabin has the same problem: not enough electrical outlets. Older ships built before 2010 might have only 2 outlets in the entire cabin, and one of them is usually hidden behind the TV or under a lamp. So naturally, passengers bring power strips and outlet extenders to charge all their devices. Here's where it gets tricky. Cruise lines have very specific rules about what types of power devices you can bring, and they're enforcing these rules more strictly than ever. The Peterson family from Denver found out the hard way when they were denied boarding because of a device they'd been using on cruises for 5 years. Jeff Peterson is an engineer who thought he was being smart and safe. He brought a high-quality power strip with surge protection, thinking that surge protection would be better for the ship's electrical system. Makes sense, right? Protect your devices and the ship's wiring from power surges. Wrong. Surge-protected power strips are completely banned on cruise ships because they can interfere with the ship's electrical monitoring systems. Only non-surge-protected power strips are allowed, along with simple USB charging hubs. But here's where it gets really confusing. Jeff's power strip looked almost identical to an allowed non-surge model. Same brand, same color, same size. The only difference was tiny text on the back that said surge protection. The security officer had to use a magnifying glass to read the specifications and determine it was banned. Jeff tried to argue that he's an electrical engineer, that the device was actually safer than a non-surge model, that he'd used it on 5 previous cruises without issues. Didn't matter. The rule is absolute. Surge protection equals automatic confiscation. But Jeff's family had already planned their entire cabin setup around having enough outlets. His wife needed to charge her CPAP machine, laptop, and phone every night. His teenage daughter had a straightening iron curling wand, phone, tablet, and portable speaker to charge. His son had gaming devices, phone, and camera equipment. Without the power strip, someone's devices weren't getting charged every night. It became a daily argument about whose devices were most important: the daughter's hair straightener or the son's Nintendo Switch, mom's CPAP machine or dad's work laptop. They actually had to create a charging schedule and take turns using the 2 available outlets. The really frustrating part? Non-surge power strips are actually harder to find in stores now because most people want surge protection. Jeff had to pay $45 for a basic power strip in the ship's gift shop, a device that would cost $10 at Walmart. But the most heartbreaking denial involves something that should make cruising safer, not more complicated. This next story will make you double-check your packing list 3 times before leaving home. Number 7. The medical equipment trap. Dorothy Chen, 73, has used a CPAP machine for 15 years, taken it on dozens of cruises. At Princess Check-in, she learned new federal regulations require medical devices declared 72 hours early, with ship doctor pre-approval. She'd mentioned sleep apnea when booking, but needed detailed CPAP specifications and written approval. Nobody told her about this requirement, not in confirmations, documents, or emails. She could board without the life-sustaining device or cancel. She cancelled, losing $3,000 cruise fare plus $1,000 in flights and hotels. The regulation was 2 months old with no notifications to existing bookings. But this next denial reason will make you think twice about every single thing you pack, because it involves something that millions of Americans use legally every day, but that can get you banned from cruising for life. Number 8. The CBD nightmare. Robert Martinez, Colorado military veteran, uses VA-prescribed CBD gummies for chronic pain. Legal in Colorado, he'd traveled domestically without issues. Drug dogs alerted on his labeled prescription bottle during cruise security. Under federal maritime law, CBD is a controlled substance regardless of state laws. Security filed federal reports and banned Robert for life from Royal Caribbean. He lost $4,000 and faces potential legal consequences for something legal at home. The really scary part? This is happening to more and more passengers as CBD becomes mainstream. People don't realize that what's legal on land might be illegal at sea. And cruise lines are taking zero-tolerance approaches because they don't want to deal with federal complications. But the absolute worst denial reason will make you paranoid about forgetting things for the rest of your life. This final story combines vacation disaster with genuine panic, and it happens to even the most organized travelers. Number 9. The forgotten essentials disaster. This last one isn't about bringing something you shouldn't. It's about forgetting something you absolutely need, and it can happen to anyone. We're talking about getting all the way through check-in, boarding the ship, settling into your cabin, and then realizing you've left something crucial at home. The Williams family, 15 cruise veterans with perfected packing lists, sailed smoothly until Janet reached for her passport to store in the cabin safe. She'd left it on her kitchen counter at home. For international cruises, including Mexico and Belize, passports are absolutely required. No exceptions, no solutions. Janet couldn't disembark at international ports and would stay aboard 3 days while the family enjoyed excursions. Royal Caribbean offered a $200 refund on a $3,000 cruise. The family chose staying together, skipping international stops, devastating the kids who'd anticipated Belize snorkeling for months. The worst part? This could happen to anyone. You can be the most organized person in the world, but in the excitement and stress of travel, it's easy to forget one crucial item. And unlike airlines, where you might be able to catch a later flight, cruise ships don't wait. Once that ship sails, your vacation is either ruined or completely changed. So there you have it. 9 shocking ways your 2025 cruise could end before it starts, or turn into a complete disaster even after you board. From innocent Bluetooth speakers to forgotten passports, these aren't just minor inconveniences. These are vacation-ending disasters that are happening to real people every single day. The scariest part? Most of these rules weren't even enforced 2 years ago, but cruise lines are cracking down harder than ever in 2025. They're implementing new policies, updating regulations, and enforcing rules more strictly than ever before. And they're not always great about communicating these changes to passengers until it's too late. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you experienced any of these boarding denials? Maybe you've seen something I missed, or you have your own horror story about cruise policies gone wrong. Drop a comment below, and let me know which one of these shocked you the most. If you're planning a cruise this year, this video could literally save your vacation, so make sure to share it with anyone who might need to see it. And if this video helped you avoid a cruise disaster, like this video, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I'm constantly uncovering new cruise secrets, policy changes, and insider tips that could affect your next trip. Thanks for watching, and remember, preparation is the key to the perfect cruise. Happy sailing!